Hello and welcome everyone to my beginner's guide to the Division 2 in 2024. In this video today, I'm going to be covering starting out on the game and going all the way through it to reach Endgame. This is not all though. This video is just part of a series that I want to do at the start of the year, just to cover everything you need to know in 2024 on a game that is now 5 years old. In other videos, I will be covering an endgame guide, a beginner's guide to builds in 2024, specializations, classified assignments, exotics. There's so much I'm going to be covering, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to not miss any of these videos. And not only that, but I'll be releasing it all in written content as well. So if you prefer that, that's all going to be on my website at GCROCK.com. Down in the video description will be all the information that you need to find any of this after you're done with this video today. Okay, so let's get into it then. Now, if you are a returning player to the Division 2 in 2024, it's highly recommended that you just continue on with your save, wherever you're up to. It doesn't make a difference. You don't need to start again. You can pick up where you left off and you can catch up. However, I know a lot of you will probably just want to go through the game again just to get yourselves reacquainted with it. And if you're a brand new player to the game this year, then you're going to have to start a new character anyway. And this is your main character screen that you're going to get to when you first load up the game. You can have 4 characters in total. I've got 1 slot free here for today's video. And there's 2 options that you can choose from when you start a new game. There's a new agent or there's a hardcore agent. Hardcore is the same as the original version of the game, but you only have 1 life. If you die, the character is over and you've got to start again. So I highly recommend you don't start as a hardcore agent. That's more for the hardcore player that wants the extra challenge. And it's something you could do later down the line, providing you save a character slot for it. So as a new player or a returning player, you might want to start a new game and you want to start it as a new agent. Now, in 2024, they've had this for a few years now, but you can skip the main campaign. The main campaign is about a 30-hour experience. You're going to go through DC. There's loads of missions and a lot of story for you to get stuck into. And I highly recommend that you do this if you've never played the game before. You're not going to want to miss it. I don't see any point in skipping it unless you really just want to get to endgame as quick as you can. That's up to you. The Warlords of New York part of the game though is the expansion, so you will need to own this, and that takes you to the true end game at level 40. This is about a 10-hour experience for a new player, and again it's just some more stories, some more missions to go through, and at the end of the Warlords of New York campaign you'll be in the true end game, and then there's a lot of other stuff that opens up to you that you're going to want to get stuck into. Obviously, the path you choose is down to you, but for today's video, I will be starting the main campaign and taking you through your first steps in DC. Your first task is to set up your character. So you'll be doing your character creation. You can randomize the appearance if you want to, which I'm going to do now. And don't worry too much about this because all of this can be changed later in the game. At your main base of operations, the White House, there'll be a barber there. So anything that you choose now can be changed later. After you have created your character, you're going to go through a quick tutorial. You'll just want to complete this tutorial all the way up to the White House. The White House is your base of operations. It's kind of like your hub for everything that you're going to be doing in the game. You can store your stash here. There's vendors here to buy items from. You can upgrade your equipment here by recalibrating it and expertise in it. All of that is later on in other videos, so you don't need to worry about much of that for now. But it's also like the point of interest for a lot of the story-related content. You can see now I've got a mission to go and meet the division coordinator, and they're going to give me more objectives to continue the game. On your first visit to the White House, you'll also be introduced to the Quartermaster. The Quartermaster is who you get all of your skills from. Skills are a big part of the Division 2 and they give you 1 for free right at the start of the game. So we're currently still in the tutorial now and I need to purchase a skill. I'll leave this up to you, but I do recommend for your first skill getting a Revive Hive, especially if you're playing solo. What a Revive Hive does is basically if you go down, it's going to pick you back up. It does have a long cooldown though, so you'll have to wait to be able to use it again, but it can just keep you alive when needed. The counter argument to this though is there's plenty of checkpoints in the game, and if you do die it's not such a big issue, so people like to go with something else like a assault turret or a striker drone, so it's not that important, but I have always started with the Revive Hive. And then once you've got your first skill unlocked and equipped, it's then going to advise you that you need to go and find shade tech from marked activities to unlock more skill variants. You can see with the hive here, it's not just a reviver hive we can have. There's a booster hive, there's a stinger hive, and there's also a restorer hive. That one's great for healers. There's also loads of different skills as well. All of these other different skills you will unlock as you progress through the main story. You're going to get skill unlocks as you go to a total of 8. So you'll get at least one variant from each of these skills unlocked naturally. Focusing on skill unlocks is something you want to do as you go through your first playthrough of the Division 2. And although I just said you do unlock a variant for each skill automatically through that playthrough, there's a lot of shade tech you need to find, as I just mentioned, in order to get all of them. And that doesn't unlock until you unlock your first safe house. So after you've completed the first 2 missions of the main campaign, you're gonna get an objective to come here to the final Epiphany safe house. There's a safe house in every single region on the map as you go through, and when you unlock them, you will want to visit each of those. Inside every safe house is going to unlock a fast travel point for you, but also you're going to have a laptop to interact with. This gives you a project, but also reveals those shade tech locations on your map. So now I've just interacted with that laptop from the first safe house objective that I got. It's now revealed those shade tech locations you can see on the map here. It's the Phoenix symbol. So I can now go and collect shade tech if I want to unlock different variances of skills. And this works the same as I've just said in every region. And I've also got the location of every safe house now. I wouldn't recommend going around all safe houses at this point early in the game. You'll notice that there's different level requirements for each area, so just visit them as you go. And it's not just shade tech that these safe houses are going to reveal for you. They'll reveal any control points that you can go and take over, which are great for loot. They'll also reveal some side missions potentially. They'll basically give you every activity in an area that might be of benefit to you. You'll always know when you're about to get an automatic skill unlock because this triangle icon that you'll see on the main missions. If you see a main mission with that icon, it means after you've completed that, you'll be able to go and unlock a skill automatically. So just keep an eye on that, and when you come back to the Quartermaster at the White House, you'll be able to unlock those additional skills, and you can have 2 skills equipped at one time. And one more thing that's worth mentioning at this Quartermaster is with the shade tech that you collect, if you just toggle over to perks here at the top right corner, you're able to spend shade tech on these upgrades as well. And this is something that you are going to want to do as you go through your playthrough. Now, it's not hugely important, but by the end of your playthrough and as you enter Endgame, you are going to want to have them all unlocked. What I recommend going into first would definitely be the XP. So as you get shade tech, unlock all the XP bonuses because these are just going to help you level up a little bit faster as you go. There are other good perks here that you can focus on unlocking as well. You can unlock extra armor kits, extra grenades. There's this unlock here that allows you to restock armor kits and grenades when you visit safe houses, so they'll automatically refill for you. There's this perk here that will increase your inventory space, which means you can carry more items in your bag. That is very handy. So I advise focusing on these sort of things first as you go. And as you get towards the end of your playthrough, you'll have enough shade tech to unlock everything. Shade tech is not just random drops on the map. If we have a look at this side mission here, you can see the shade tech logo attached to that. That means by completing that side mission, you will be rewarded with shade tech. And there's some main missions as well that give you that reward. So my advice would be to unlock the skill variants that you want with that shade tech as you get it, but do make sure you get all the perks done as well. So that is pretty much all the information you need to go about your playthrough. You're now just going to be following objectives, completing all the main missions. You can see I've already completed a couple here, and as you hover over the main missions, which are these blue icons, the next one that I need to do is Viewpoint Museum. Now, to make the game a little bit easier for yourself as you're going through, they will have recommended levels that the game wants you to be at to go and take on that mission. You don't need to follow that advice, but if you do follow that advice, it will be easier. So Viewpoint Museum here is recommended to be level 5. I am currently level 3. That means if I was to take that on now, it would be a little bit more challenging than it would be if I got myself to level 5 before I went there. And it works like that as you go. If we move to the next mission down here, which is American History Museum, that's recommended level 7. And if we move over to Air and Space Museum, that's recommended level 9. Again, I could go and try and take that on now if I wanted to, but that would be extremely difficult. So what you want to do as you're going through your playthrough is use side activities to get your level up as you go. There's enough side activities in the game to get you to the required level for every single mission. As you complete missions, more are going to open up all around the map until you've completed them all. And the game ends on 3 strongholds, which the final one requires you to be level 30. So it is just a case of completing side missions, getting to a required level, and then completing the main mission to advance through your playthrough and complete it. And the side missions, as we've already shown you, look like this, these little blue icons. And make sure that you're checking settlements that you'll unlock, and also like the base of operations for extra mission givers. These will unlock further side missions as you go. There's a second settlement that you will unlock further in the game over in this region that'll work the same and give you even more side missions. Your level isn't the only thing to consider while going through your playthrough, although it is something that will make the game easier, as we've just mentioned, by making sure you're at the recommended level for each mission. You also want to focus on your inventory and making sure that you've got the best items equipped at all times. Now, your inventory is where you're going to be creating builds in Endgame to take on more challenging content and to get that done. And we're going to cover that in another video because that's a whole other level that you don't need to worry about right now for your first playthrough. For your first playthrough, all you need to worry about is as you're picking up items and you're getting loot through missions, you're just putting on your best stuff. So we're going to have a quick look now. I've done a few missions on the game and I've picked up a few items. So if I have a look at my primary weapon, you'll see that my primary weapon I've got right now is level 2. So just look at the loot that you pick up, because if I get a higher level weapon, it's going to perform better. And it's the same with the gear. So if we have a look at my backpack here, I've got a level 2 backpack on right now, so just make sure I've not got a higher one. If we have a look at the gloves, I'll check that as well. We'll check the chest pieces out. We'll check the holsters out. You'll see here that I've got a level 1 holster on right now, but I've got a level 3 holster. So by putting that in the slot, it's going to make me more powerful. So that's what you're going to be doing as you're picking up loot and going through the game. You'll also notice that they are different colors as well. Grey will phase out quite early in the game. Grey is like your starting gear when you start playing. The next color after that is green. That is rare gear. Blue is, common gear, I should say. Blue is rare gear. You then get superior gear as you get further into the game, which is purple. And as you get towards the end of your playthrough, you'll start getting high-end gear, which is gold. The rarity of the gear does come into play, and sometimes if you say have a purple item, which is superior at a level of, let's just say 10, but you've got a blue item at 11, the purple one might be better, because the rarity does give it a stat increase. So bear that in mind, but it's not that important. As long as you're putting on your highest level pieces and then put it as the highest rarity as well as you go through, you don't need to worry about it. It'll make the game much easier for you as you go. The only kind of like counter argument to that is your weapons. There's going to be certain weapons that you do enjoy using over others. Like, for example, I don't really like shotguns. So if I was to get a higher level shotgun, I'm not going to take my AR off for that, because my favorite weapon to use is an assault rifle. So I'm going to keep that on. So with weapons, do keep on your preferred weapons. If you get something of a higher level that you don't like using, it doesn't make sense swapping it. And finally, as you do level up through the game, you are going to unlock field proficiency caches as well. These are great for some instant unlocks that are going to level up your gear. I've just got this for getting to level 3, so I've just unlocked a level 3 gloves by opening that, so I can equip them right away. And I also got a new weapon as well. I think we just got a level 3 assault rifle, which is an upgrade to my current assault rifle, so I can swap that over also. So keep an eye out for your field proficiency caches that you get as you level up. Once you progress enough in the game, you'll reach level 30 and you will unlock specializations. The game is going to give you a tutorial for this, and there's going to be 3 specializations that you can choose from the get-go: the sharpshooter, survivalist, and demolitionist. Now, these act as like a 4th weapon, so you've got your primary, secondary, sidearm, and your specialization weapon. The specializations work on special ammo, so you don't have them available at all times, but once you have the special ammo, you can use your specialization to great effect. But not only that, if we come into a specialization and inspect it, they all have skill trees, and you'll want to level up your specialization as you go in to unlock these skill trees, because there's some very good perks that'll work for you and your squad if you're playing in a team. So I highly recommend, as soon as you unlock specializations at level 30, you get one equipped and you start leveling it up. You just got to be wearing it to level it up. Every single level that you get, you're going to unlock points to spend on these trees, and in Endgame, which we'll discuss in another video, there'll be ways of earning additional points to spend in these trees. The plan in Endgame is to get all of your specializations unlocked, because there's additional ones as well: firewall, gunner, technician, and you want to get them all unlocked, and you want to get them all leveled up, because these are going to play a big part in builds that we talk about in another video later on. And soon after unlocking your specializations, you're going to be nearing the end of your first playthrough. I mentioned earlier that the playthrough ends on strongholds. The final stronghold that you're going to be completing is capital building. Once you've done that, there'll be some objectives and cutscenes to finish off your playthrough, and you'll enter the next phase of the game, which is called World Tiers, which also introduce you to a new faction. I don't have any footage for World Tiers for you, but it's very straightforward. The new faction is going to be introduced, and you're basically just going to be given a new gear score system to improve your loot. So the idea will be that you just reach certain gear score levels in order to take on the missions and finish all the World Tiers. You'll start in World Tier 1. There'll be a couple of invaded missions that you need to do. You'll complete them. You'll complete an invaded stronghold. You'll move to World Tier 2. You'll do the same again. There'll be 2 more invaded missions that you need to complete the next invaded stronghold to go to World Tier 3. There'll then be 2 more invaded missions to complete to unlock the final invaded stronghold to go to World Tier 4. And then once you are at World Tier 4, you're going to unlock your final mission of your playthrough, Tidal Basin. There'll be one little side mission you need to do before you can do Tidal Basin, and then you'll take on Tidal Basin, which will take you into World Tier 5. World Tier 5 will be your end game if you do not own the expansion. Now, I highly recommend purchasing the expansion, especially if you've enjoyed the game up to this point, because it's going to unlock so much more gear, so much more loot, so much more activity. You also get like a watch level and all sorts. If you don't want to do that though, I'm not 100% of what a level 30 end game is, because I've never really been inside of it. I believe you will have access to one raid, which is Dark Hours. I believe you'll have access to the Descent game mode, and you should have the legendary missions as well. I'm not sure if you have all of them or not, so don't quote me on that. So there will be some form of endgame for you, and you can create builds and try and take on this content. But more often than not, you're always going to be running with people that are in level 40 endgame and have access to all the expansion stuff, and you're going to want that. So I do highly recommend purchasing the expansion to continue your playthrough. So that's what we're going to do now. I have the expansion. We've got to level 30. We've got to World Tier 5. We're ready to continue on now to reach the final end game at level 40. And what you'll want to do that is just south of your White House here, there's this helicopter. You've got Agent Kelso here. You've got the New York pilot. And you just want to interact with this pilot who is going to take you through the New York campaign, Warlords of New York. So once you do this, you won't be able to return to DC until you've completed this campaign. So make sure you've done everything you want to in DC, and then go and start this campaign, which will take you all the way to level 40. Once you've completed this, you'll then have both maps unlocked. The Warlords of New York campaign starts off very similar to the main campaign. There'll be a cutscene taking you over to New York, and there'll be a little bit of an introduction to take you to the first safe house there called Haven. As you get to Haven, you'll speak with Fei Lao and have a cutscene with Paul Rhodes. This will introduce you to the expansion objective, which is the Keener Manhunt. This paves way for how manhunts will work in the level 40 endgame during the seasons. And you're going to have 4 targets that you need to go and find and deal with before you'll get access to the prime target, Aaron Keener. So it doesn't work too different really from the main campaign that you've just been through. It just looks a little different. You've got 4 sections of the New York map, and you've got to go to these areas in each section to find an item that will then take you to a safe house, and eventually you'll unlock a main mission. That main mission will have one of those 4 targets there, so complete that mission to deal with the target, and you just got to do that in each of the 4 areas, so Battery Park, Civic Center, 2 Bridges, and Financial District. There will be a few side missions that you need to do along the way as well, and then there'll be one final manhunt mission for Aaron Keener at Liberty Island, which is south of the map over here in Financial District. Everything else will work the same though. You'll be leveling up to level 40 along the way. You must reach level 40 before you can take on the final manhunt target, Aaron Keener, and you'll just be putting on all your best items again. So you don't need to worry too much about builds at this point. Just put on your best gear, make sure you're at the recommended level to take on the missions, and it's exactly the same as you've been doing all the way up to this point. You will also unlock some new skills as you go through the Warlords of New York campaign in the form of a sticky bomb, trap, and decoy. On completion of the Warlords of New York campaign, you'll enter the level 40 endgame and you'll be given your Shade Watch. The watch has a total of 1,000 levels that you need to go up to get it all unlocked to increase all of your stats. And you'll also unlock the Division 2 seasons. We are currently on Year 5 Season 2 at the time of recording this video. And these give you weekly activities that you can get involved with that just keeps the game fresh and always gives you something to aim for and do. Every single season you're going to have a rewards track as well, which is 100 tiers that gives you plenty of rewards to unlock. This is free in level 40 endgame, but there is a paid version of the track to give you some cosmetic items. And now that you're in the true end game, there's also all the tough end game content that you're going to want to work towards and complete. That includes 2 raids, which is Dark Hours and Iron Horse. It includes an incursion at the moment, which is Paradise Lost. You'll have access to different game modes, which is the Summit and Countdown. And you'll also have access to Descent, as you would if you're just on the level 30 game mode. Summit and Countdown, I believe, are only available with the expansion at level 40 endgame, along with the Iron Horse raid and Paradise Lost. That is going to be all for this introduction video though to the Division 2 in 2024. I only wanted to cover how to get to endgame today and give you some hints and tips because the next segment is a lot of information. In the next video we're going to be discussing endgame and everything that you're going to be focusing on. This includes the recalibration station, the crafting station, expertise, your watch level, ways to get your watch level up, and everything that you need to know for endgame. So make sure you check that video out if you want to learn all of that. And finally, to close off the video, make sure you come and join our Discord server. We are currently at around 32,000 members and we have helped thousands of people, whether it just be help with leveling up, helping with raids, helping with the incursion, giving away raid exotics. It's what we do. So if you need any help with this game and you want to link up with others, especially if you're a solo player, because all that end game raid content and incursion content and legendary content is going to be tough solo. In fact, some of it is impossible solo. You're going to need people to play with. This is the best place to find people. Come and check us out. The link is all down below in the video description if you want to come and join the server. And thank you for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful. Again, if you want to watch some more beginner guides to the Division 2 in 2024, including the endgame guide that I've done, it's all going to be linked down below in the video description or on my webpage at GCROCK.com, so go and check it out. But thanks for watching this one, and until the next time, stay safe and peace out.